Hello, my name is Haura. Webcomic is a digital comic that it's been popular among the young generation or just in this era because they like to play on their devices and then looking for something entertaining such as webcomics. The reason why webcomics is very popular among the young generation because it's really simple to find the comics. They can just search on the internet and then they will find the comics that they want to read. Or they can just search the genre of the comics and then they will get many options which comic they can read from the genre they want to read. Because of that, because of that popularity of the webcomics on the internet, many artists sell and publish their work into the internet. So the readers can easy to find the comics on the internet. And because of that popularity, many artists get more profit rather than they just sell the physical comics books. For the physical comics books is actually good too, but it makes people to have to go to the bookstore and pay on the bookstore and then they will take it back to home rather than a web comic people can just open on the internet from their mobile phone or from computer and read it from that. But to create a webcomic is not that easy because it takes a long time to create the comics. Many artists cannot even sleep because they have to reach the deadline, and so they have to work really hard for their comics. They have to start the comics from making the script or the storyline. They started to write it down on the paper, which is that makes it looks like a novel. That's a lot of work, and then they have to create a character that will match to the storyline. And after that, they have to draw like the background and the character in action. So it really takes a long time for that rather than just write it down the storyline. And then the last is they have to publish the work to the internet, and it takes long time too because they have to make sure each layer has to be ordered to create the story correctly. And even though it's really hard and it takes a long time to create the comic, but it's also worth it for many artists because they can get the popularity and they can get profit from the comic that they created and publish it into internet. Many apps or websites that show many comics such as Webtoon. Webtoon is a very popular app for the readers to read the comics. Because Webtoon also safe for kids to read the comics, and it also gives free comics for readers to read. And also, other than Webtoon, there are also many website and app to read the comics, but most of them are cost money because most of the comics are restricted and not that free for young age to read the comics, so they make it have to be paid and restricted for young ages. But even though it costs money, people still love to read the comics because how interesting for the story of the comics, and people always being curious to read more the comics. Thank you.